This is what I wish I knew before I got a credit card. Did you know that one mistake can keep you stuck for years? Hey bookies, it's your girl Marlena Chiska. This is where I share all of my beauty, lifestyle, and things that inspire me. If you are new here, welcome. And if you're back, hey, welcome back bookies. So let's jump right into the video. So the first thing that I wish I knew before I got my first credit card is that due date and statement dates are completely two different things. Let me explain.
Okay, statement date is when your credit get reported to the credit bureau. Now, due date, on the other hand, is the last day that you have to pay before you start accumulating late fee. Now, a lot of people get this confused and they think that their due date is when you have to pay your credit card, but that's not the truth. So say, for example, you have a credit card limit with $500 on it. Say that your statement date is on January the 26th. Now, your balance on January the 26th, say, for example, it's $400. Okay. You paid $300 on January the 20th. So your remaining balance is going to be $100. 20% is going to get reported to the credit bureau for utilization. And the reason why is because you paid $300 before the statement date. Try to pay your statement date at least 2 to 3 days before so that it could have time to get reported. Now, this 20% utilization is going to get your credit to go up. Now, for the remaining balance of $100 paid by the due date to avoid any late fees. So now let's assume that on the due date you paid $25 instead of the $100. $75 will carry over and this may accumulate late fees. So let's do the opposite scenario. So say, for example, you paid that $300 after the statement date. What will get reported to your credit bureau is $400, which is a high utilization, and this is going to make your credit score go down. A rule of thumb is to pay before the statement date to report low balance to the bureau and pay before the due date to avoid late fees. Here I'm showing you guys the FICO score, and this is what lenders use to actually approve you. You could take a look at it, but the things that affects you guys the most is your payment history, 35% if you pay on time, and credit utilization, 30%, how much of your credit limit you're using. Keep it under 10% if you want the best score.
So the second thing I wish that I knew is that you can dispute things that get reported on your credit card, and also a debt that you own. Say, for example, you went to a furniture place and you bought furniture and you owe the furniture place. That furniture place can go ahead and sold the debt to another debt company for a few dollars, and then they will come after you for the whole amount for you to pay it. Never ever ignore anything that is sent to the mail to you when it comes to a money you owe or something like that. Always make sure that you write them in writing to confirm that the debt really belongs to you, because according to the law, like, if they cannot prove that this debt belongs to you, they're not supposed to report it to your credit bureau, and it needs to be deleted immediately. So, like, keep track of your information and make sure that you go through them and see that any debt that get reported, if it actually belongs to you. Even if it belongs to you, it's not your business for you to confirm with them that it is your debt. Don't talk to nobody on the phone. Don't confirm your information. Don't say, yes, this belongs to me, or anything like that. Don't set up a payment plan with them or anything to that matter until they are able to confirm that the debt belongs to you properly. And also, one thing that I had also experienced is I almost got my paycheck garnished. Oh my god, this is a story for another time. Like, ignoring the debt could go so far where the debt company could take it to court, and they will try to come after your paycheck to try to garnish your pay so that they can get paid. So that's why it's very important to never ever ignore nothing that comes in the mail, and also keep track of all the information and things that get reported to your credit card credit report, because most of the time they cannot, like, they can't confirm that the debt belongs to you. Like, for example, I had this debt collector that said that I owe them $219, and mind you, these things stayed on your credit card for up to 7 years. Like, they call delinquent, they actually hurt your credit. So I disputed it with TransUnion. They only reported it to TransUnion. It wasn't on Equifax nor Experian. So I disputed it. I'm like, I don't know where this debt is coming from. Like, it doesn't belong to me. Like, I need it to be confirmed. So they weren't able to confirm it. They completely went ahead and deleted it, and my score went up to 23 points. Now here's the trick. They went ahead, they sold that exact same debt that they weren't able to confirm to another debt company, and that debt company went ahead and reported the exact same debt again on my credit report. Like, I never even knew that was a thing. Like, they reported that exact same thing on my credit report, and I had to dispute it again for them to remove it. And mind you, that credit company that they sold the debt to didn't have a name, no account number, like any information on how they can confirm that this debt belonged to me. So the second thing that I wish I knew is that I wish I knew to keep track of things that get reported on my credit report. So now, boom, the third thing that I wish I knew is that if you go to a store and you know how, like, they be like, oh, we're just doing a soft credit check, you know, blah blah blah, it's not really gonna hurt your credit. Don't do it, okay? Don't do it, bestie. Don't do it, Bookie, because oh my god, I wish I knew this. If you go into a store and you're not 100% sure, like, you're going to buy this, don't fucking don't fucking do it. Like, it's gonna bring your score down a couple of points. Just don't do it. Don't just let random people check your score. Oh, it's just a soft credit check, we're just gonna see if you qualified or whatever. Just don't do it altogether. Just avoid it. The fourth thing that I wish I knew is that the way us middle class and poor people use their credit card, rich people don't even use their credit card for that. Like, you can use your credit card for so much good things, like so much good things. They have credit cards that have great benefits, like points back, cash back. You could book hotels, like free things. Like, you could get free things with your credit card. Like, it's really so serious. Like, people book flight tickets, like everything, just by using their credit card. Like, credit card is a tool, and I really would recommend using credit card to your advantage instead of your disadvantage. Don't use your credit card like it's money that you have. Like, you use it, you know, you want to buy this purse, you don't really have the money on your debit card, you just swipe it. Oh, I'll put it on my credit card. No, Bookie, we're not doing this. Not in 2026. We're not doing this in 2026. We're not doing that. The fifth thing that I wish that I knew is to not, you know how when you go to a store like Ulta Beauty, like Ross, Forever 21 or whatever, they always offering you a credit card. They be like, oh, you could have it 10% off. Like, when you really think about it, what the fuck is 10% off? Excuse my language, but what is 10% off? 10% off, say you bought $100 thing, right? 10% off is like what, $10? So your bill is $90. You're gonna get a whole credit card with Forever 21 just to get a $10 discount. Then people are only offering you that card because it helps them get commission or whatever the case may be. Like, any card that gets sent to you to the mail, or any card that you go to the store and they ask you if you want to sign up for it, just say no. Say no. Me personally, I'ma say no. Unless, like, the only way I guess I can validate it is unless, say for example, is a you go to that store often, all the time, and you actually going to use that credit card. If that's not the case, don't do it. Most of the time, the credit card that they send you in the mail is probably the worst credit card that you can ever freaking get. I remember I got a card sent to the mail. It was Mission Lane and Credit One. Those two cards, I accepted them. The worst credit card I've ever accepted in my life. Worst one. Now, the sixth thing that I wish that I knew is APY. The interest on these cards be ridiculous. Like 24%, 25, 26, 28. Like, that's why it's good to pay your account balance in full and not leaving any balance on there because of that interest rate. How to pay your card in full. Okay, so I've written a couple of things that, you know, why people get stuck when it comes to credit card. The number one thing, we've already talked about it, is high utilization, 30% and more. Old collection debt just sitting there, because remember, those just stay on your credit report for like up to 7 years. And you're not having any new positive accounts that is being reported. You carrying old balance thinking that it helps, and I've been guilty of that. Raise your hand, because you've been guilty too. A lot of us been guilty of that. Like, we ignored our credit card and we just be like, oh, whatever, I'll just pay it when I have it. And it just keep being, you know, being reported bad, carrying balance over and over again, like ignoring our credit card. Are ignoring the money that we owe just because we don't have the money to pay it. It's best to just pay the minimum payment and just pay it little by little instead of completely ignoring it, because sometimes a lot of people get frustrated, you know, once they get put in a position where they feel like, you know, they're stuck, you know, they just ignore it altogether. And just because you ignore it doesn't mean that the problem is gonna go away. And then closing old cards too early and missing the statement date. Remember, never ever ever miss your statement date. Memorize your statement date and write it down, bookie, so that you don't ever miss it. You're not stuck because you're bad with money. You're stuck because nobody explained the system to you. This is a system. Like, it's a system, and the people that win in the system is the people that understand the system. This is all a game. Okay, I've written down a little step-by-step blueprint that you guys can start using to maneuver your way to fixing your credit if your credit is not that good. The first step that I did is to pay before the statement date and not the due date. This is going to be such a game changer for you guys. Remember, the statement date is the date that your credit card report to the credit bureau. So now the step number 2 is to keep your utilization under 30%. 10%, up to 10% is the fastest route that is going to boost your score. 30% is the safe route, and 50% or more is drastically going to bring your score down. Step number 3 is to open new positive account, like a secure card, a secure card or a low limit card will help, you know, restart your profile. So a secure card is really good. You know, a lot of people be like, oh, I'm putting money in there. Don't worry, if you use your credit card well, they're gonna give you the money back, and they most likely gonna put more money on top of your money. So a secure card is going to help you rebuild your credit, and make sure that you use it well. And then the fourth thing that you could do is let your longest credit card age. You know, don't close old card unless it's at a $0 balance. Never ever 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 close a credit card that has a balance on it. Make sure that you pay that credit card balance in full if you really want to close that credit card before you close it. The fifth thing is to automate your payment, to leave your card on automatic payment. The minimum payment is fine so that you never miss, you know, a payment, to avoid missing payment. And step number 6 is to dispute only the right things. So disputing wrong name, wrong account, old addresses, wrong balances, already paid collections, all of that. This is where I mentioned to, you know, make sure that you keep track of what's being reported on your credit card, because these motherfuckers are filthy. Okay, it will do you filthy. So make sure that, you know, you dispute anything that's on your credit report that's not supposed to be there. Not everything should be disputed, but you know, what's not supposed to be there is not supposed to be there. If it's a wrong name, wrong address, wrong collection, just dispute it. So I think that's about it for a credit card that I wish that I knew. Oh, one more thing that I know will help significantly is if you have like your mom, your spouse, or like someone like that you trust, that you know is extremely responsible, that will allow you to be an authorized user. Say for example, they have a $10,000 credit and yours is only $500. It's gonna look as if like you have $10,500. Like, I'm on my mom's. My mom is extremely responsible. She always pays on time. Her credit is like almost 780 something, like really high. Also too, if you like an adult and you have children, you could put your children as an authorized user, and by the time that they turn 18, they will have really good credit just like you. Like I said, you have to be someone that have good credit and you're very responsible. Anyway, that's it for the video, you guys. I hope you guys enjoy it. I try my best to be very informational, you know. I'm not an expert or anything. This is what, you know, I've learned throughout the years. This is my struggles and the things that, you know, have helped me, and the things that I wish I knew before I got a credit card. I hope this helped you guys. I love you guys so much, bookies. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. This is going to really help me so that I can continue making videos for you guys. I love you guys so much. Oh, one more thing. If you really want to get deep with the credit card thing, I would really recommend reading this book. This book is called I Will Teach You to Be Rich. This book was really great. This is one of the first books that I read when I wanted to start fixing my credit. So it's by Ramit Sethi, and it also had like some sort of like little documentary on Netflix. Yeah, that's it, bookie. I love you guys so much. Like I said, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.